I've got two questions for all of you down in the comments and to you two guys as well. Firstly, on the England selection, would you start Bukayo Saka or Jadon Sancho? And how do you think the game will go? What's your prediction for how it might play out? James, start with you.
So I would definitely play Saka. I would play the same team. The only question mark for me is actually Henderson possibly over Phillips in a game like this. It would be cruel. It would be very cruel on Phillips. But I think that is a decision that that Southgate should really consider, because I think he's fit and firing now, Henderson. But I don't think he'll do it just because I think Southgate thinks about getting to 70 minutes and then maybe winning it there. I think he wants that base, and I think with Phillips he might offer that, and then you bring on Henderson and his leadership can do what it does. So that said, I think Saka to track Emerson. I think he'll do that better than anyone else, because Emerson kind of mobilizes Insigne a lot of the time. So I would definitely play Saka as well. So it's the same team for me. Four at the back, Mount in midfield. And Saka on the right, and I really hope my head says Italy will win this. My heart, quite obviously, says England will hopefully get it done. But it's going to be a cracking game. Gabriel, what do you think?
All right, so you asked me what I would do, and so I'm going to pretend I'm an England fan for a second, because otherwise I'd suggest something like maybe play Ramsdale in place of Saka or something. So I broadly agree with you. I think one thing we should always remember, and we in the media especially, Southgate sees these guys every day, and the feedback you get about how they train, their state of mind, will fluctuate. And over a season, even if your star player is having a rough time, you will stick with them because your player was way out of it. In a short tournament like this, I mean, I have to believe, I don't know that there's anything that Saka does better than Sancho when Sancho's at his best. Sancho can follow instructions. You're talking about track. Oh, Saka does it better. Maybe Saka's younger, more humble, whatever. Maybe he works harder at it. I just don't know what Saka can do if we break him down better than Sancho right at this stage of his career. But that said, maybe Sancho isn't mentally, physically, maybe he's not in that place, and Saka is. And maybe that's why we put our faith in Southgate for that. So personally, if Sancho, I would go with Sancho because he's a more talented footballer. But I'd understand if he goes with Saka. I share your view on Henderson. I think if things should start maybe, getting a little rough, not going the way you want, I think Henderson would provide a lot of lift. I think experience does matter in big games. I wouldn't put him on for Phillips, though. I would put Henderson on for Declan Rice. Declan Rice kind of divides opinion a bit in my timeline. Some people think Declan Rice is the second coming. A lot of Chelsea fans think that. Other people say, what's the deal with this guy who just passes the ball sideways all the time? I think Henderson can play that disciplined role and give you a little bit more going forward and more in terms of experience. So that might be the one. But again, I refer to what I said before. We don't have the whole picture that Southgate and Holland and his staff do.
Okay. Hugh, take us home, mate. Take us home.
Well, I was going to say, I don't need to ask Gab who he thinks is going to win this game, but I'm asking all of you to let us know down in the comments what you think about those questions. Would it be Saka or Sancho? Maybe some of you want Phil Foden. Phillips ahead of Henderson, or should Declan Rice be replaced for the Liverpool captain? Let us know what you think about that as well. And of course, the score. My heart says 1-0 England. My head says 2-1 Italy. It's going to be a nail-biter on a knife edge. Thanks for joining us on ESPN's Football Forecast. I cannot wait for the Euro 2020 final. We'll see you soon.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.